3 here on DE Inferno. We haven't missed a kill yet, maybe a little damage, but they're going to go ahead and attack here towards the A-bomb site. You've got Snacks leading things out there. Now we're back around for Pasha. Pasha picks up the headshot down to a left up to 2 players here from iBUYPOWER. And that's, you got Nitro right there with his teammate. They haven't planted the bomb yet. The bomb is actually dropped, I believe, over there towards balcony. You can see Pasha working his way up, climbing. He's got using his muscles as will drop there inside of the site. They're just waiting for them to plant the bomb. So now we've got that bomb planted. Waiting for some time here. And now they're going to work around towards the side area. One over there towards Graveyard, clears out that area. I believe they now know that there's one over there towards the Graveyard. That's going to be Neo. And they got the Glock now. A game of cat and mouse right now. As he pushes through, picks up the kill. There's no kit, though.
I don't think he's got it.
It's going to be, I think that's it. Yeah, he doesn't have it.
Nope.
He'd have barely had it if he had a kit, but
right.
That's not the case there. So right there you have it. Virtus.pro, they pick up the pistol round. You know, I want to ask you this. 2-on-2, and the bomb hasn't been planted for a while. Do you approach it in the same situation or not?
I mean, you saw Pasha couldn't plant where, like, you know, maybe a better spot was for him, and obviously with that much time passed, you don't have as much time to get set up into a strong defense against their retake before they start trying to enter the bomb site. So you could saw they didn't have the most comfortable positions, and he had to plant inside the bomb site, and as Bialy gets that pick on Skadoodle. But I mean, it does change things, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very curious on whether or not you start to work as a team and take them out and kind of put them into that 1-on-2. But I understand both tactics in that. And so you've got Swag right there who's pushed out there. He has the CZ. Caused some damage and actually dropped Pasha down to 14. And Neo, they're inside of mid. They're going to go ahead and rotate back around now. They don't know that Adren and AZK are still over here. And so AZK picks up 1. And there goes Adren peeking out at the right time. So now we're back down to a 2-on-3. Lots of damage that has been caused. You can have got right now 14-9. So low health. And Adren's down to 19. They're going to go ahead and push up there. He's worked his way through. And Pasha inside of mid. He will get dropped. Collectively, you've got 31 health. There for Virtus.pro, 19 for Adren. And so right now he's just looking to see if anyone's going to be lurking about. He realizes this time, I don't have a kit. And so he's going to back out of there and save this AK.
Well, and he has full body armor from this.
Good point.
Half-buy. He's got full. So next round he's going to have full body armor, an AK, maybe a smoke if he chooses to buy one, maybe a kit if he chooses to buy that. But on top of that, he can also drop that CZ to a teammate. And Virtus.pro is actually getting away with one right here because this round was so close to the health they had in that 2-on-3, and Adren very easily a stray bullet could have just taken any of them out.
Right. So he's got an AK, CZ, and head armor. So he's fully set up to go into this 3rd round. You can see the exchange there. They now have AK. Snacks is electing not to buy here. Going to look into what's going to happen in the first gun round here. So let's go ahead and hop over here with Adren, see where he decides to set up. This may be a Russian military tactic because he has 3 teammates that are over there by him. So once he drops this AK, there could be a chance where, great shot by Adren. But if he loses this AK or if he dies, his teammates can go in and pick him up. And so now they're going to be able to push back out there. Adren picking up another one. Now you can see that quickly. There's Swag going to have his chance out. See, they're just exchanging that AK as they work their way up, and it works out in their favor. Now, see, Swag, he realized he was low on health. Now it's Nitro's turn. So now we're down to a 3-on-1. Skadoodle watching this choke point. Snacks giving away his position, trying to draw in Skadoodle now. And Skadoodle, he has not moved a slightest bit. He is watching over there. You can see that sliver as he passes by. Now he's going to make the call out. All right, hey, you know, says what? I can pew for days with the USP. And so he picks up the AK, and there you go. So Adren says thanks for the AK from that previous round. And you just did great military tactics by iBUYPOWER in the end.
Right, it's almost a little bit of a bait, you know, where they kill 2 people and like, all right, we killed 2 at B, and then 2 more come rushing around the corner, and that recycling the AK, like you said, and just at a certain point, I think that Virtus.pro, knowing that the AK is at B, I'm kind of curious as to why they kept fighting there, why they didn't just rotate back to the other bomb site.
I think one of the things they realized is that they're probably going to be on some type of save, and so that was the only AK. That was their only real concern. So there's 2 ways, as many things, where you have two choices to make. Either A, you get the AK, or try to get the AK out of their hands, or B, you avoid the AK at all costs. And so they thought that they could win those gunfights, and in the end, they didn't. And so that puts us into a situation. Remember, Snacks he was going to end up saving for this first real gun round to buy an AWP. Instead, he's forced to go ahead and buy a P250, and he'll be able to buy going into this next one. He's at 4,700, so he has some money in the bank. Nade kill coming in there for Swag, and you have AZK watching around the corner. And now it's going to be, there's Taz. Taz is going to fall. There goes another one, and so now we're quickly at 2-2. Well, the question, if you want to get caught up to date on where we're at, how do we get to map number 3? Well, iBUYPOWER, they won the first one on cash 16-4. The second map 16-10 there. Went to Virtus.pro on DE Train. And there we have it. We're in map number 3 between iBUYPOWER and Virtus.pro. Hey, if you didn't know there, Jason, is in the other stream on twitch.tv/ESEA_blue. That map, the first map, went into a double overtime and ended up going to Titan in the end. So there's a lot of great Counter-Strike to watch here at this tournament. Don't just take the names that are out there as thinking that one team's going to be better than the next. But in the end, Titan win that one. That's really demoralizing at the end for those guys.
And I think their second map is actually on Mirage right now. It's being played currently. It's live.
Right. So if you want to, you can watch both of them. I know that some people, they like to go back and watch recorded matches. So I will not give you any more updates from this point on unless you've watched it yourself. But if you're watching this live stream, you're going to get as many updates about this stream as possible that's already happened. All right. So
Virtus.pro playing this very passive. They're not really being aggressive anywhere on the map. Snacks has just cleared out these halls and kind of gained some map presence over there on that side before they start being aggressive on middle.
Taking a look at the angles here. Watch is coming out there, and now looks like they're going to be heading over here in just a moment. Skadoodle's going to back up. He doesn't have a teammate. He has to rotate now. Luckily for Skadoodle, though, the bomb is going to get taken down there by Swag in the rotate. There's Skadoodle, picks up one. He knows that, I believe he knows that one made it through. And great job by Bialy pushing in, and there goes. They're going to shut that area down, but it really goes back to Swag and the bomb carrier who was there inside of mid. Swag pushed through, took him out, and that forced Virtus.pro to kind of split up. They forced 2 players to continue to push into B, and then the other players to move back and try to pick up the bomb to come back in there, and of course, it ended up not working out. So 3-2 now in favor of iBUYPOWER.
And these smokes in these small choke points in middle and in banana, I mean, you're going to see this clock timer just run down, run down, run down. It's just very tough to find an opening with these repeated smokes. So one of the best ways to do that is to gain that control of halls. So I think you're going to start seeing BP really try and get into those halls, clear them out, find some way to cause something to happen from that position.
I thought of something very corny to say, and as normal fashion, I'll go ahead and say it. Really, as I get older, I'm coming up with more and more dad jokes. But you know, they should really change the name of DE Inferno to DE Smoke, because how many smokes do you see? I believe there's probably 10 smokes that are used on this map over and over and over again, because it really is all about the smoke.
Yep, and even the once you actually they're starting to enter B right here, and Skadoodle gets a great pick from triple.
Oh, it's Skadoodle holding this area down. He's got his teammate right there on the crossfire. Skadoodle picks up 3, and immediately they know where Neo is because they quickly turn as Neo's going to get it taken down there by AZK. 4-2 in favor of iBUYPOWER.
Right, and here's the thing. You look at this, the bank that Drens had built up $1,100 about, and as they start winning more of these rounds in a row and building up that bank, on top of these smokes are just going to be mollies afterwards. So you're going to get to a point where you're running down to like 35 seconds on the clock, and you're ready to execute, and a molly just pops up into your pathway, and that's just going to keep delaying you even further. All
right, so let's see. Taking a look here over towards that area. You got Skadoodle. He's going to back up. He does have his teammate that's right there with him. That's going to be Swag, who's right there around the corner to help out. There's 3 players, actually, that are in this area. And here comes some nades. Swag taking so much damage. He's going to back out of there. He will get finally taken out by that nade. We'll take a look here from these angles. Adren just around the corner. Skadoodle right there, though, causing some pressure there. And Skadoodle picking up the next one. And so 5-2 now as iBUYPOWER have changed the tune here.
Yeah, and really nice defense of that banana. And that's the second time that that Virtus.pro is trying to take this banana control really quickly. And they had like a triple push with it. iBUYPOWER did out the sandbags and just from 2 different angles and flashbangs coming out. And they shut that down so efficiently. And it's looking like it's going to be a real struggle for Virtus.pro to get a hold of this this banana portion of the map.
Yeah, ever since Skadoodle picked up the AWP, he's just skyrocketed on his team, as you saw there in that graph. Take a look at how these players are set up throughout the map. You've got one player that's just kind of set up in this default area. A few over there towards alt. You got Pasha, who's watching over here towards this area. He could show off a sign. They know that they have Galils and AKs here, so they're not going to push up too far. Adren has actually worked his way all the way up towards that that smoke there. So he's just holding that angle. Yes, Skadoodle, I believe they're right there with him, watching this angle.
Yeah, they're all set for this rotate back to B from Virtus.pro, fully expecting that to happen, but the execute's actually coming up mid right now.
All right, let's go ahead and switch over into the action over here now. So switching back over here to Nitro. Nitro's grouped up there with AZK. AZK's got a little bit of a better angle there. But the reality is they're going to be heading over here towards Swag here in just a moment. Swag missing those shots. He's going to get taken down. Quick rotate's going to happen as Nitro and his teammate is going to have to hold down this area. That's AZK inside of this site. He's going to get dropped there. As Virtus.pro, with little time in the round, they decide to execute over here towards A. And now you can see that iBUYPOWER, Skadoodle, and Adren are going to save the weapons that they have. And who is lurking about? That is going to be Snacks, who's working right now here through the area. He's still got some time here. And he does spot Skadoodle over there towards the bench inside of the T-spawn area. And I think Skadoodle has a different type of tactic that we haven't seen yet. He's going to hang out over there towards T-spawn and wait for the next round. That's a perfect angle for him to set up inside of T-spawn for the next round.
And that was such a...
I was just seeing if you're listening to me, and you weren't.
No, I was absolutely listening. He was holding T-spawn for the next round. He wants to save that up.
Okay, all right, wow. So it's just that bad, huh? All right.
But the killing Swag in those halls, and you saw how quickly that lane defense on the other side of the bomb site just collapsed. They had it set up so well to shut down a halls and lane attack. And as soon as Swag dies, you see them kind of break off, and they're in very uncomfortable positions where both players are exposed from 2 different locations that they're not watching anymore. And Swag was really the linchpin in that position.
Skadoodle trying to make something happen here in this round. He decides to play aggressive, pushing out there towards that balcony, and gets shut down there inside of the alt mid area. So now they're going to drop that bomb. Still spread out. They've got so much time to play with now in this default setup.
Yeah, and all they have to do really is just sit back and wait now. I mean, it's kind of like using iBUYPOWER's own game against them. You know, this is something you normally see. We saw iBUYPOWER do a lot on cash, is get that pick and then just wait and find the weak point in the defense. And that's all Virtus.pro has to do right now, and just take things slow, take things cautiously, and clear all their corners.
Let's take a look. Got Adren over here towards the CT side. And haven't decided to push up there, and now they're going to take out Adren. They're going to fall back. There has been a call out. That was Pasha who said that I had taken out a player. And they're going to leave one player back over here inside of A. So the bomb is going to get planted inside the B bomb site. And AZK, he will pick up that kill. Bomb's going to plant up there for the grill. And looking at it on the other side, Taz is set up here. He hears them running. Can work this angle. It's still down to a 3-on-2. And he checks the angle. And Taz does a great job controlling that AK. So now 5-4 in favor of iBUYPOWER. as they're trying to even things back up here against iBUYPOWER.
Yep, and you're exactly right. That call by Pasha, you know, Swag, he thinks they're executing on mid, he thinks they're committed to A, and he runs through the smoke, try and get a quick flank going, gets taken down, and they just call a halt to all their A aggression and just run back. And just that's what you get to do, those things when you get that opening pick. You get to leave a man behind to watch your flank, to watch for a rotation like that.
Yeah, so you're probably going to limit the amount of times that you're going to see iBUYPOWER now play aggressive. Skadoodle watching the angle, legs Bialy, drops him down to 16 HP. Have one player that's boosted, that's going to be AZK, who's boosted up top. We'll take a look from his perspective here. There is some gunfights that may be happening over there towards Banana. That's going to be Swag. He's waiting. He's got a smoke there. And we'll switch back over now to AZK.
And they're still, you know, it seems like they've fallen off that B aggression. You know, they had all this aggression toward Banana and that got shut down so many times, and they just switched back to A. They're kind of not even messing with it. I think they might be waiting for Skadoodle to lose his op, to not have an op in his hand, hoping they can do enough damage economically to prevent that. But they really have this A focus right now.
And missing that shot. Now they know where that op is, but over the top, this is where that advantage takes place there. As he was able to peer over the smoke, peeking around. That's going to be Skadoodle picking up that shot. You've got now Pasha, who's rotating over here, but really the bomb carrier on the other side of the map will get taken down, and on the backside will be Swag. He's still in spawn, or still in the B bomb site, and Pasha is just wondering why. And so iBUYPOWER now 6-4, and for that round it was very beneficial. Not only did they win that round, but they had 4 players left alive, so that won't hurt their economy, forcing them to have to buy here and actually buy for their teammate AZK. And so they'll be set up going into this one now.
Right, and you saw, I mean, they were able to buy those 3 rounds in a row because of the bank they built up, so now they can just start rebuilding that. This is actually a crucial round for this half, because the team that loses is going to be in a tough spot economically going into the next round, especially Virtus.pro. No one has more than $600 on their team, $650 on Pasha, on snacks. You
can see that Swag is watching this angle up top. He legs, or hits the foot there of Neo. Of course, he has those steel-toed boots on, so it doesn't affect him too much. Go ahead and back up now.
And they're back to this B hit, and Swag's the only one here.
So we'll see. Swag going to try to hold down this area. He's going to go ahead and push right through that smoke. Let's go and switch back into the action where Adrin is. Adrin spraying away. And like you mentioned, that B bomb site was completely open, or at least only had one player, and that was Swag in there. They do have one player lurking about. Let's see who this is from the other side. That's going to be Taz. Taz watching. Typically, this is a Pasha type role. But right there, Taz going to finish that one off, and so now he can lurk or flank if he wants to, but it's really not going to be necessary. And so we regroup with his team. Bong going to be ticking away. All 3 of them have kits, but guess what? They don't have enough time to eliminate their opponent and then get the defuse, so they're going to go and back out of there and save the weapons that they have.
And iBUYPOWER tried to pull off a little bit of a gamble of putting 4 people at that A bomb site, leaving Swag all alone, and he just got surprised by the flat-out aggression that Pasha entered that bomb site with. Just you know, taking the risk that Swag was the only one there and just swinging wide, and Swag wasn't able to convert it, and that bomb site was just wide open. And now they're in, you know, they managed to save 3 guns, so it's okay. They can drop some weapons, but I mean, this is getting to the point where this half could tip in Virtus.pro's favor real quick from here.
See what they end up. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do here. So now we're Skadoodle struggling to get through there. He had as an op. Try to get that early pick. But let's go and switch back over here now. Default setup. Let's take a look here at the default setup for Virtus.pro. They usually have Neo and Pasha working together over here. We saw that boost before where Pasha was boosted up so he could see over the top of that smoke. But let's go back and then you've got the other players here from Virtus.pro, Bialy and Taz. Snacks working the apartment area. So we've got 2 players here. Let's go and switch back and see if we can see any action here. As we have lots of smokes and flashes. He's going to get completely blind. They know where he's at. Peeks out. Nice trade there. I mean, in terms of, or nice teamwork there in that shots by both of those players.
By iBUYPOWER.
Yeah, just onslaught. So now we've got the bomb down, and you've got Pasha He's back over there towards B. As he's just going to hold out here. He's got 5 players to worry about. If he can pick up some kills, this will be beneficial for him to kind of affect the economy. But he will get taken out there. So great crossfire happening from iBUYPOWER inside of mid, just shutting it down. So 7-5 now in favor of iBUYPOWER.
And that same gamble that iBUYPOWER did that cost them the last round by leaving B so vulnerable, they just pulled it off again. They weren't afraid to go back to it. And, you know, they said, we've already shut them down at B every time they've come here, so let's stack A again. They didn't see it. We didn't get a chance to do it last round. So when Virtus.pro actually went back to A, having those 4 players, 2 on each side, was just slaughter.
Yeah, you can see how they were working together. You had Nitro, who is watching the balcony, but closer over there towards the port side. See if we have a second to kind of draw this one up. So again, we had AZK, who is watching here towards this angle, and then you had Nitro, who's watching the balcony. Almost the kind of same setup that they have right now. As you can see how close they are. They're working together. So you've got right now Nitro watching Boiler, and then you also have AZK watching over here towards this area. So see if Nitro can hold this area down. They're going to be pushing up there. There's going to be one, but worry about the flank. That's going to be Swag, though. And so they're going to be pushing in here, completely relying on a lot of nades from Swag's perspective. So you got a player that's going to be trying to work over there towards the top of the truck there. Going back, there's still 2 players left alive here from Virtus.pro, and Swag sees both of them. They're going to try to work there towards the site, and now it's going to be left up to Taz, 18 HP. As the CZ is trying to tap away there from Swag, but Adren will be right there to pick up the kill. And so 8-5 now in favor of iBUYPOWER.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why this stack is working so well, this A stack, is iBUYPOWER is pushing 3 people out B and just getting set up in Banana, and they're leaving Skadoodle there with his op. And the difference is, instead of having Swag with his Colt, is he can get that first pick real easily. You know, he just that one-shot kill, and then he just falls back and smokes off B. And that's allowing them to play so heavy into A. And you're seeing it again here. They're going to set Skadoodle up.
And they're going to let Taz run by himself. And he pushed all the way up. That was an interesting strategy. He had a CZ. He's probably just seeing if he could get the opening and get a kill or get a weapon from it. But he went by himself, as the rest of his team hadn't even left spawn yet. Now let's see from this perspective. We're on board with Snacks. There's 1 player, and they'll make that 2, as this time it really is a good buddy system between Nitro and AZK.
Yeah, they're working really well together so far this tournament.
And you can see right now you've got AZK, and Nitro is right here behind him. Back to AZK, as he's trying to unleash everything he has. And there he goes, finishing off the round there, 9-5 now. But yeah, we're watching how Nitro and AZK, I think Inferno especially, is a very good buddy system map. How you work with your teammate over inside the B-bomb site together. How you work over there towards the A side from watching mid from the crossfire at one point, and then what we're seeing from Nitro and AZK is how they're watching the balcony or towards the entrance for balcony towards the A side and the boiler area as well. So there's a lot, again, just that buddy system that's happening.
Yeah, they're very staggered. So no matter where their opponents are coming from, they can have 2 people watching it.
I think that was probably the quicker way of saying it instead of the runaround for me.
No, I liked yours a lot as well.
Great job by Skadoodle, looking for the boost.
And they haven't been able to handle with Skadoodle in this position. Ever since they started getting iBUYPOWER started getting him posted up here, Virtus.pro had no answer for it. Looks like they're actually going to try and do it now.
So flashbang, and he tries to peek out. Now what that does, the door is open. They're going to rush in towards that B bomb site. They won't realize that they're not going to be contested just yet. But right now, they think they run in there with thinking that they're uncontested. And so we'll see a quick little rotate happen here. So this will be the final round here of the first half. And we'll see if iBUYPOWER can retake this bomb site. Neo right there inside the site. He's going to get dropped by Swag. Going to be left up to 2 players. That's going to be Bialy and Snacks. And oh no, Snacks hits his own teammate, and AZK says thank you. And they pick up the round.
That round was just not to be Virtus.pro's. You know, Dren actually killed Taz right through the smoke, spraying from garden area. And then Swag does the same thing and sprays through smoke in the garden area and gets another kill. And then a TK on top of that. So nothing went Virtus.pro's way. They were set up fine, and then they just got unlucky getting killed through the smokes.
Well, that is something to talk about between those two players. Of course, it's probably knowing at this level, you've had your time to play at this level.
Well, listen, with how CT sided this map can be, and we especially see European teams very good on the defensive half of this map, I don't think they're going to go into the second half too upset about getting 5 rounds. That's a very good score for them. Obviously, they'd want more, and they struggled a little bit in the second half, or in the later rounds of that first half, but they're going to be okay with 5.
That's right where they want to be in or at least, I mean, they want to be better, as always. Most teams, you know, but unless you finish 15-0, you still think you can do better. We'll see. Are
you going to tell our viewers how important the pistol round is?
No, not this time.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not necessary. Not as necessary as a 12-3 score. Has VP won a pistol round? I think they won the first pistol round on the first half, correct?
No. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They did. You're correct.
And one of the things that you can see, so this is something that I recall from watching Virtus.pro, is that they usually like to be very aggressive on the CT side on Inferno. And one of the things that iBUYPOWER realized is, hey, that's the same case here. So they played passive. They didn't even push out towards mid or any of those types of areas. But now we can see how they're working these angles. Pasha pushing up over there towards the bench. Spots 1. That's Swag. And they're going to go ahead and push up here. Now, Pasha still does take down Swag, but he's in a tough spot. Going to peek out there. He's got the P2K. He's going to get taken out, though. AZK in Skadoodle. Skadoodle low on health, down to 2 HP. And he's going to be the last man standing here. He will get dropped there by Snacks. And so 6-10, so they do take the pistol round here.
And you're right. Virtus.pro, especially Pasha, loves to get aggressive on that wrap side. From that wrap side, he loves taking that fight down mid and then alternating down at the bench. But also what you see is, you said, you know, iBUYPOWER kind of understands that, so they played it more passive. But they played it so passive that they relinquished the entire map control.
Great point.
In that center. That's what allowed Bialy, I believe it was, and Pasha to push down to bench and take those aggressive angles.
Yes, they were able to anchor down, and they could make those quick callouts as needed, and then from there they have almost literal map control at that point.
Yeah, entirely. So I mean, it's a fine line you have to draw between how passive you're going to play before you're playing too passive.
Correct. So now we can look at how we're set up here. Got 3 players that are working over there towards this area. And there are 2 players inside of the site. You've got Neo as well as Snacks. Snacks has the angle, so we'll hop on with him. Bialy took some damage over on the other bomb site inside of A. So that's pulling out Snacks a little bit, but there wasn't an attack yet. So they're just going to go on a hold. He knows they can rely on his teammate, but still lurking about is going to be Swag. They're not going to wait for Swag to make his move, and so now they're going to push in. They're going to run into Snacks and Neo, but Neo will fall. So we're hopping back over here with Snacks. Snacks, he's just trying to spray and hope that he can take out that bomb planter. So now we've got Snacks waiting for his teammates to rotate so they can retake this bomb site. Look out for Swag, though. He is going to be lurking about, but the Mag 7 coming back around, and now it's left up to Snacks, the original defender here at the B bomb site. His teammates, the rotators, they were taken out, and so now Bialy, or make that Snacks, realizes, oh, I'm pretty much SOL here because he didn't have a kit.
There's nothing he could do. And that was great by Swag, because normally when you get a player up in that position, you're hitting B. He's able to kind of take a fight and get some rotators who are coming from A into library and through the arches to kind of reinforce the other bomb site. But instead of taking that fight because he was so low, he just waited until they all ran by and played for the bomb to defuse. He was able to get a couple picks there.
That's one of those things that you wait for your teammates to rotate, but kind of have to really be grouped up to that. Just a great job by iBUYPOWER winning that round. Snacks kind of left Neo though by himself in that B bomb site whenever he was trying to rotate back through construction. So now we've got a setup. Let's hop on board with Nitro. He's got the boost here. Trying to check the angle. And he'll fall through here, but didn't spot a player through that.
But it allowed Neo to get close to the smoke. So now they can do what iBUYPOWER was doing and rotate people off that bomb site and only have one person there and stack 4 people in the other one.
Yeah, so that's what we see on the radar is that decoy. That's tapping away. Another smoke to fill that area up. They know that Neo's close because of the way that nade kind of sounded. You saw that it rattled in that area, which usually means that you have a closer angle.
So Battle is going to be huge this round, just kind of hiding in Boiler right now.
Well, he probably could have been very effective if he continued to hide, but he's not really great at hide and seek, and so now you've got Taz who's watching the inside towards the A-bomb side by himself. But it's going to be down. He's over here towards Moto Box. He's not going to peek out there. He's going to spot down the bomb carrier. Now he's coming around 14 HP, trying to hold down this 1v2. Peeks around, almost making something happen against AZK. But now the score is going to be 12-6 in favor of iBUYPOWER. And you mentioned this is a CT-sided map. But we've only seen 3 rounds happen, though. So doesn't necessarily we're deep into the game yet to show that's purely CT, but...
Well, and also, you know, losing that second round, very painful, not only because of the obvious loss, but just the kind of economic damage it can do if you can't, you know, you only have a certain amount of rounds to play on. You got to start winning them at some point. And, there's a lot of pressure to just kind of start buying, doing some half-buys with like maybe Promises or Colts without smokes. And we see all the time how important smokes are for this map.
So Pasha, he peeked out inside of mid. Now he's going to regroup with his teammates over here inside of B. You can see that they've got multiple players in here. One over by New Box, one behind Fountain, one over there in the dark spot. And so they're trying to clear out. They haven't picked up the bomb. You can see that now they're going to try to clear out inside of mid. Haven't been contested yet over here as well. So it's just the luck of the draw. They may try to... I mean, they haven't been...
They're waiting for the smoke to clear so they can walk wrap. Because you don't want to walk into that choke.
They're going towards the B bomb site right now too, though. Let's find the bomb carrier. You can see that they're still heading over here. And Virtus.pro, they have not shifted yet.
Okay, this is getting scary.
We'll hop on board with Nitro and see where the entry is. He finds Snacks there in the backside of the site. There's going to be another one. Great job by Nitro picking up those kills. Now Swag, he's going to back out of there because his teammates, more so being Skadoodle and Adren, they have cleared out this site, but they did not back out because the reason why is because the bomb timer, the round timer is not that far. He's going to try to hold this area down. Pasha, 12 seconds left here in the round. He's going to go chasing after it. A long rotate happening here. 9 seconds left here in the round. You've got Adren. He's going to go ahead and try to be able to get this bomb planted. 4 seconds. He will get the bomb down. Pasha wraps around, and it will end that one 13-6, but that could have been detrimental there at the end. But iBUYPOWER, they will take that one. It could have been worse because as they rotated back, Swag was going to pull out of there, but he realized that he didn't have enough time to go towards the A side. So there was a call out. They knew that the A side was clear, but not enough time on the round, but they do, in the end, pick it up.
Right, and you know, Pasha almost made a huge hero play there, just abandoning his fight in construction and turning around trying to find that bomb planter. And if he was able to find that, get that kill, and just live, I mean, that could have been massive.
Great job. There to get it to that point by iBUYPOWER. It is one of those things that you know is going to be a train wreck over there at the B-bomb site. And we just had the pleasure to see how that one kind of, what the outcome was. So we'll take a look at the setup. This will be one of our first real gun rounds. As you've got all 5 players, they have their own silenced M4. Have a default setup in terms of... for the counter-terrorist side. You've got Pasha watching over there towards the CT arch side, over towards what we used to call jungle. And you also have Taz watching up inside there. He's going to spot one here. And Swag has a good angle and ends up winning that gunfight. So now they're going to see a rotate happen. They had 3 players that were over there inside of the B-bomb site, and right now holding this A-bomb site down is going to be these 2. Bialy's going to be right there. So much damage was caused, and AZK accidentally takes out his teammate and then jumps into the gunfire. Now it's left up to Nitro, and he decides to play a game of Jack in the Box, and he peeks out and gets dropped there by Bialy. 13-7, and that round should have gone in favor of iBUYPOWER off of that entry because VP was completely out of position, and they end up losing the round.
Well, here's the thing, with how much of a monster Bialy's been in this series so far.
Very good point.
And on top of that, but he's such a good player in that pit, and that it can be such a dangerous spot. You know, just staying alive in that pit is so tough to deal with as a terrorist if there's a CT still roaming around in there. And Bialy has just been playing so great that that's going to be a real issue, I think, going forward for iBUYPOWER.
They're going to be pushing over here towards this bomb site. You've got two players to worry about. There's going to be Neo and Snacks, and they shut that area down. This another team kill coming in. It has been, they should all say thanks to Valve for making...
Oh, reducing the penalty?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Because we could not, I mean, there could be a chance that we don't see Skadoodle with an op and how things change. But right now, full, almost mirror image on the setups here for Virtus.pro. They all have their own, they all have fire grenades or incendiary grenades. So they're going to go ahead and push up. They smoke off, making sure that they don't decide to push through.
Snacks is making sure that he's not in that angle for that boost smoke, but I mean, here they are doing the same thing that iBUYPOWER did. They're rotating now their second B player over to the bomb site A, and they're gonna have one more smoke to be able to smoke at the end of Banana.
You know, as time progresses, I mean, I mentioned talking about metagame before. As we watch maps, the maps necessarily don't change, but the meta does. And so over time, you start to learn that how you can retake bomb sites a little bit differently, and you can start to become more confident, which can put you in these situations where you can leave a player towards B. And sometimes what we even see is, I'll talk about that a little bit more, as they're going to be heading over here towards the A bomb site. They have one player inside of the site. That's going to be Snacks, trying to fire this area out. But look out, they're going to fall all the way back. They're going to leave two players, though, in this area. And they're going to have one player, that's going to be Adren, who's going to cause some damage here, or at least cause a distraction there. And now they're going to rotate back over here towards this area. Flashbang smokes. They're going to get, Neo's going to get forced out of here. He hasn't decided to go ahead and push through. He has now worked his way in through the smoke. He's going to continue to lurk about. He has such a great chance here, and he blows it. And he'll get taken out by Nitro. That's what Neo just, that's the things that you dream about. And so now it's going to leave it up to his teammates, but his teammates, though, they say, I got you. No worries here. You have a team. And so there you have it, 13-9. Great job by Virtus.pro to retake that bomb site. Again, what I mentioned, you start to learn how you can retake bomb sites a little bit differently as time progresses as we move along.
Right, well, and also, you know, especially that round, we've been talking about it over and over, and it's almost like a dead record, but iBUYPOWER is just letting this clock run down so low that even just that one pick onto the bomb planter, and they have no time to be able to, you know, rectify this. They have no time to get cover set up. Someone has to just grab the bomb and plant. And that's so disorienting when you're in those situations. And it was something I feel like they could have actually executed a little bit earlier. You know, they don't need to be running this clock down so much.
Right now, iBUYPOWER 2 rounds away from tie point. So they're right where they just need to start picking up rounds, and that's why we see 2 CZs, 2 P250s. Now there are some smokes that have been brought out. Probably going to try to execute over there towards the B side. And do whatever they can to try to get this bomb planted.
But you know, I mean, this is weird because they're all. I mean, maybe they're talking things over, talking about the next round. But
yeah.
I mean, I know it's an eco, but there's no map presence anywhere. So no matter where they go, they're going to be in like a gauntlet run through bullets and nades and flashbangs.
All right, so we'll hop on board over here with Neo. Neo's going to backpedal. There's going to be a quick rotate as he knows that they're going to be on the save. Going to continue to push up here. Smokes and flashes going over the top, but really doesn't matter as they've regrouped, and it's left up to Adren. He's going to get dropped here by Stacks. 13-10 now. I think you're right in terms of they were just trying to decide what they needed for next round. They knew what their economy was going to be, so they knew how much money they were going to have going into the next round. So they were really just trying to decide exactly what they want to do. Do they want to try to change things up, try a different type of strategy here?
And here's one thing to remember also. iBUYPOWER actually played this map against Penta at DreamHack Winter, and we saw their T side.
Wow, good point.
Was a little shaky, to put it lightly, and they're starting to look like they have some of the same struggles. You know, not a lot of map presence, not a lot of entry fragging for them, and you know, this could just be something they need to work on this map.
That's that's. Watching how they played at DreamHack and against Penta, you're right. So we'll see. And you got the crossfire happening over there for Virtus.pro, but what would he have over there?
Virtus.pro has switched it up on them. So with that, what they're doing is they had that one player at B, Neo holding B alone, and 4 people at A, and now they switched it up and put 2 people back at B, and kind of playing more conservative in the bomb site. But it looks like iBUYPOWER actually switched up their strategy. Instead of trying to force anything at A, they're trying to take advantage of this 1 man at B, but they're about to run into 2, and they might not even be ready for it.
Smokes and flashes coming over, back over here on board with Neo. So Snacks will get taken out. Neo still just holding inside of the site. He's going to get taken down by AZK, and here comes the rotate. A little later than what it was before. And so you can see Bialy, he's going to say, I've got our flank. But the real question is, they may be trying to do right now for Virtus.pro. They're not trying to win this round, but they're trying to hold them down inside that B bomb site and try to at least take away a few weapons.
And you know, Virtus.pro has so much money right now, they can afford to kind of do that. You know, they can buy for a couple more rounds.
And the way that they're buying too, they're not buying ops. They're not buying anything expensive. And all 5 of them have very inexpensive rifles in comparison to the original M4A1. So yeah, so they're all where they need to be, and what they buy is really about $6,000 mostly per player. So it's really in terms of buying completely brand new, a whole new inventory, it's actually one of the cheaper ways to do it. Take a look at the aggressive push here. They're working their way up inside of mid, and right now they're putting a lot of reliance here. Pasha was able to rotate back through CT Arch. Now they haven't executed yet, and that rotated 1 player back. Neo realized, you know what? I'm pretty sure they're going to head over here towards A. So a lot of mind games that are happening right now.
Yeah, and a good change of pace by iBUYPOWER. Instead of kind of waiting out the rounds in the smokes, they actually just pushed up through some smokes and got that opening pick. And now they're in their comfort zone where they like to work this man advantage. They like to work these rotates that are so crucial on this map.
So they dropped the bomb off to Skadoodle. I believe they're trying to execute, trying to show something over here. That's going to pull Neo over, and now they can start to execute over here. But they may be taking too much time. Even that distraction might not work here. They're not going to go ahead and push over here towards the bomb site. They've spawned 1. They're going to allow them enough time to rotate over here towards the bomb site, dropping 1 by 1. They will get taken out by 4 or 3 different players there inside that bomb site. But again, they just, even if they tried to draw in the distraction, they even pulled Neo back around, and then they waited.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great window for them. They just, you remember on Cash how aggressive they were and how decisive they were in taking those bomb sites, and now we're seeing on this map they have 1 or 2 players who are kind of hanging back, maybe trying to watch the flank and just kind of, you know, taking an assumption that their teammates are going to get into the bomb site, and it's really hurting them right now.
They need some better salesmen, as they thought they were selling nothing there. It's just one of those things. Even they could have heard the player that was there grouped up with him. I know that there was multiple smokes and flashes, so it really showed the sign of 2 players, but really they kind of gave up there. Now they're going to be pushing inside the site, so they're going to bring out the CZs, and they just kind of completely trying to smash over here towards the site. Bomb has not been planted yet. Adren right on the other side. He's going to get taken down to a 1-on-3. Snacks and Neo. So they change up the tempo of their style, and Swag will catch on fire. Going to try to clear out the site now. And Skadoodle, there goes Nitro. Nitro inside of the pit there, and now they know exactly where Skadoodle is. He's going to try to work this game, and Skadoodle picks up the round, and we're now at game match point here for iBUYPOWER.
Sometimes when you see these teams who are struggling on their T side for so long, and then they win an eco, it's just really funny to see. Swag actually had a monster play, jumping off balcony through the smoke, and he managed to spot someone in Graveyard and just went and pursued him and got that weapon. And that just prevented any kind of rotation. His position in Graveyard just isolated Virtus.pro's A site defender. Didn't allow any of his teammates to come help him, and that really just cut off any help he could have gotten and won him around. Yeah,
so the big difference between that round and all the other rounds is that they attacked. They made something happen. And so they're going to try to do it again. They're going for that shock and all, but this time they're going to get caught off guard by Pasha, and there will be traded there. So now it's going to be down to the 3-on-4, quickly working back. We've got AZK, who's completely blind over there towards the CT arch side. Another smoke that's going to be coming out there. That's going to push them back. Great job. Let's go and take a look at the overview for just a moment. They smoked up both angles here, so they couldn't push up at that point. And so that's going to force them to have to fall back and regroup, and that tempo has been reset to be back into Virtus.pro's favor. Of course, they have the number advantage as well.
Yeah, and they're looking like they kind of wanted to reposition and head back to B, and Snacks just smoked it off. And even if they do go there, he's gotten off. And you know, they only have, I think, 1 or 2 flashbangs over there on that side of the map. You know, their player with all the nades is at A.
So now we'll see Snacks now backpedaling. His teammate Neo will be on a quick rotate. I'll talk about something in terms of the rotation. The reason why we've seen a little bit of a change in Inferno, more so than what we've seen in the past. But right now they're going to be heading over here, executing. There's going to be 2 players that are going to be rotating back around. They're going to be 1 on a flank, a very large flank. But there you go. Nice shot by Snacks. Neo just on the other side. Back over here with Neo. He's got 1 player to worry about. That was Nitro, and that will finish things off there by Taz. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up is, you know, in the traditional for Inferno, we used to see this crossfire, 1 player playing here, 1 player playing here, and 1 player playing in pit. This is a long time. You know, this is just basics. And what we've seen now is the reason why we're seeing this quick rotate is because now we have 2 players that are usually playing over here, and so they can quickly rotate together as a team over here towards that side. And so they're both playing in the closest point that you can to still be effective and still rotate, and then you're seeing more of a passive play style or a very aggressive play style so they can rotate towards that site.
Well, and also one thing that Virtus.pro has the luxury of is Pasha being so effective as a solo player on that rap side. He's so good. Just, you know, not many teams can pull off just 1 player, you know, playing there and being confident that he's going to get a kill or 2. But Virtus.pro can do it, and that's very helpful to them on this map.
That's where you know that you have a good team, and all of your individuals is whatever you can rely on them to do what they're supposed to do. Pasha right there takes down the bomb carrier. He's going to fire this area off so he can regroup around with his other teammates, and now it's going to be AZK. So 15-13 is Virtus.pro wanting to push this one into an overtime, and really you can see what they're trying to decide there for iBUYPOWER. Skadoodle Bonnet, his teammate NAK. And he decides to buy, he just goes with a CZ. CZ and nades. He focuses his attention on the nade aspect. So they're going for the win right now. What's their consecutive round loss so far? How many rounds have they lost in a row?
I think it's ever since that save round, so I'd say 2 or 3 right about now.
So their economy is still going to be a little. They can buy possibly 2 rounds in a row. And AZK trying to push through without checking his point, and that's going to shut down this B-bomb site. And right now you've got 1 player over here. That's Swag, who's now going to try to regroup with his teammate, Adrin over here. Nice job by Adrin. So now, re-smoke this area off. This is really interesting play. We have 2 one-on-one battles. Now you've got Taz who's going to rotate now. And now we've got the LMS with 6 HP.
Right. And, you know, Swag, you like the idea. You like the idea of him trying to, you know, take portions of the map where he doesn't believe anyone's going to be. Even in a 2-on-2 with 6 HP, he's not going to be a lot of help trying to brute force into a bomb site. But wrapping around to that halls while his teammates is entering B is, you're so far away. There's not really any assistance he can provide. Even if he starts doing a flank, the flank is going to take so long that it's still going to end up being a 1-on-1. Would have liked to see him maybe Dren kind of come back to Swag and see if this Swag can get a lurking kill somewhere. But Virtus.pro has really started, tightened up since that eco loss. They really kind of snapped into shape.
So, they're just, of course, we're just waiting this area out now. 8 seconds here. But that's going to bring us into it. 1 round away here. Virtus.pro looking to push it into an overtime. And then iBUYPOWER sitting at match point. And there you go. So Bialy asking about the HP. And now they know. So we'll look at the setup here. 2 CZs, 2 AKs, and a Galil.
And it'll be interesting to see if they do that change of pace that they've kind of mixed in, that faster mid aggression and faster hauls, or if it looks like they're just kind of setting up in their default and just watching for them and taking this last round really safely.
So now they're working all their usual positions at this point. Posh over here, watching over towards the jungle side over by CT Arches. Still hasn't nothing yet.
They're just giving up that entire brackets control Virtus.pro is, and they're having this crossfire set up with Snacks in the archway, and Pasha just playing his normal aggressive self, watching for the edge of the smoke. But iBUYPOWER is actually rotating all the way back to B, kind of getting the feel for what they're doing. They
do have 4 players that are over there, and this may work out a little bit more in their favor. They've got 2 players that are anchoring down over here. That's Adren and Swag. Let's see if they decide to go ahead and hold down in this area. That's going to be make that Snack. Same exact angle that hurt them before. Now you're going to see the rotate happen here, and Neo's going to try to hold this area down. They're going to push in there towards this bomb site. Now they have themselves an M4 to work with. They're down to a 2-on-4. So much riding on the here between these 2 players. See if they can hold this area down. CZ comes out, takes down 2 of them, and now it's going to be left up to Taz. Taz down to a 1-on-2. Fire bombs over there towards the backside. That's going to force AZK out of position there. He's taking so much damage, trying to stay alive. 11 HP. He'll finally get taken down. Wrapping around. Taz doing what Taz does as he comes in, and he will get the defuse. Great job by Taz coming around and picking up the round. We are going into an overtime. Virtus.pro and iBUYPOWER. We're in map number 3. You've hit the reset button. We're doing it here from here in the overtime. Let's see if whether or not which team will move on here in the tournament.
Yeah, and what an up and down, going from a 2-on-4 to a 2-on-1.
Wow.
Great job by Nitro to get those 2 kills in construction, and then AZK actually really smart by him. After that Molly came down, he took as much damage as he could before trying to get out of that position. And just beautiful play by Taz to pick that up. That was crucial.
He utilized that Incinerator Grenade perfectly in terms of clearing out a spot that he doesn't have to check at that point. He waited, utilized every bit of that bomb timer that he had.
Right.
And made it happen there in the end. So 15-15 overtime. Neo asking, he's been to so many different tournaments, asking what the
rules are.
The max rounds are, and he says it's max rounds 3, and that's correct. So we'll see. Been a great series so far. iBUYPOWER taking the first map 16-4 on Cash, and then 16-10 on DE Train went to Virtus.pro, and now we're here in overtime. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors. Quick thanks for making all of this possible. That being Alienware, all the PCs that all of these gamers are on. Of course, the monitors that they're using, we've kind of grown accustomed to. We've got BenQ, and then also big shout out to Zowie for making all of this possible as well.
And this, you got to wonder what iBUYPOWER is going to do, because they had rounds where they got the advantage and they looked like they were in a position to win, just like that last one, and then they lost. And then you had rounds where they couldn't really find any openings. So you got to wonder what's the call here. I mean, they have the money to give Skadul his op, so there's got to be some kind of emphasis on him getting an opening pick with that. You know, he's their star player, he's their monster, and that's what he does best for them, and he's got to do it here in overtime.
It's kind of interesting to think about, because the way that we never really saw him have an op on the T site at any point.
Right.
And so luckily enough for him now is the start money for this overtime worked out into his favor, so he can finally buy the op for the first time.
And, you know, it might also surprise Virtus.pro because they haven't seen him much opping. So, I mean, they might not be ready for what he's about to bring out.
Yeah, the angles that he takes with the op has always been interesting to me. And so we'll switch back over here. Down to Flash coming around. Snacks and his buddy over there, Neo. Hanging on towards the B-bomb site. Smoke kind of delaying it a little bit further. Looks like they may actually try to push through the smoke here. They can already start to toss out those smokes over there. And so they're backpedaling, still waiting. They're going to try to fake it as if they're over there. They do have a swag that's over there towards that area. And here comes the smoke. Snacks didn't push too far away. 17 seconds left now. And that's going to be right there in a perfect situation. They completely leave their backside open, and 10 seconds left to play. Left up to Swag now.
No one was watching main.
Swag is now going to be pushing here. He'll save his AK. And that was a very expensive round there.
Yeah, absolutely was. And one thing, one of the issues with what I see there is at a certain point it becomes a little obvious.
Yep.
When you're waiting behind those smokes at bomb site B. That's what you're doing. When it's running down that low to where it's, even for iBUYPOWER, that's just dangerously low. And it's kind of its own little tell. But it's great that, you know, to have the confidence in your ability to out-aim people in a duel at B at this level and have a smoke in your pocket until, what, like 40-some seconds, you know, that takes a lot of confidence to do that.
There's something to Adren's point here, if you heard him in the game there. He mentioned, he goes, no one was watching main, you know, with question to it. And that's really what was the case. No one was watching there over there towards the, once you enter toward the B main area. It was smoked off, but that doesn't mean that a player can't be there or push through the smoke. You had 4 players that pushed into the bomb site and no one checking those spots. They're all checking everywhere else except for their 6 or over towards that main entrance.
Right, and I think part of that is just, you know, you have to have this emphasis. You 17 seconds on the clock, and you got to have this, you got to be
a well-oiled machine at that point.
Well, you've got to be working to get into the bomb site. You have no other option. I think everyone's kind of paranoid about the clock. That it's almost like the clock's kind of really working against you. And it's almost like adding a player to your opponent.
Yeah, it's that go, go, go mentality. All right, so now we've got 3 players here inside of that A bomb site. That's where the plan of attack is happening right now. They're going to be wrapping over here towards the CT arch side. You got 1 player pushing up there. Snacks is going to go ahead and fall back and wrap towards the library side. Look out for Neo, though. Neo on the flank. He's picked up 1. Now back over here with Snacks. He's going to get dropped by Nitro. And there's another round coming in for iBUYPOWER here in overtime. 17-15.
And Virtus.pro just doing such a good job of just sitting back, not losing. They were so turtled in that site that they weren't even, they were letting iBUYPOWER get anywhere they wanted, just knowing that they had 4 people watching all these weird angles, all these crossfires set up, and every route into that bomb site. And just such a good job just waiting out that timer and forcing them into an awkward execution.
So we'll look at it. Right now they've got 2 CZs and 3 AKs. And right now you've got Snacks and Neo playing a little bit more aggressive this time. They did get that smoke at the main entrance there for the Banana. Working there through the apartments. We'll switch back over here to Bialy inside of Pit. You remember how you said how effective he's been. He will pick up 1. Now they're trying to clear out the site. They will pick up that A bomb site. Bomb's going to get planted here. They have some weapons to work with as well. They picked up 2 M4s from that exchange. As now we're back with Neo and Snacks. So you got Snacks who's going to firebomb over there towards the graveyard. Very open space over there. And so now you got a quick peek out there by AZK. They're still challenging him. And now Snacks right there. They both have kits, so they have something to work with here. A little bit more time. Down to a 2-on-2. Now left up to Snacks. Snacks going to take out 1. Now you've got iBUYPOWER picking up their first round here in the overtime. 2-1 in the overtime for Virtus.pro. And so that's all it takes. It's going to take 2 rounds for Virtus.pro to win over iBUYPOWER or 3 rounds for iBUYPOWER to try to tie it up or make something happen.
Right, and that was a really good round one by iBUYPOWER there. And you saw they got, you know, maybe they just need to start buying, have 2 people with CZs, because those CZ players, they just explode out of these points, and it's so much different than them having AKs where they're trying to be cautious and clear these angles. But with these CZs just exploding and putting a ton of pressure on Virtus.pro defenders, that's what's been the most effective for them in their terrorist halves.
This is a conversation that Devil Walk and Nothing and I were having yesterday, was talking about the CZ, and it's the idea that players just, and I won't mention which player said it, but it's the fact that they just play dumb. Players just play dumb with the CZ. They do things that they would never do,
right?
And they would just rush through, and they would just aim at the belly button or near the stomach and just spray away.
Let the recoil get them a kill.
So
yeah, I mean it does afford you the ability to do things that you can't do with an AK, but still, I mean, it's not so much. It's just that aggressiveness that you need, even with an AK. You need
right.
It.
So now we're looking at the setup. They just started off the round having 3 players over there towards B, and now they started to be able to rotate back around now. Flashbangs coming over the top. They're going to be entering in. Look at this. Another opening that's been found. They left the balcony area open, and now Swag's going to be right here. He's picked himself up in a AK. He's going to rotate back around. As Dren has taken out Taz, and now Neo's picked up the bomb down to a 1-on-3. And he's going to use that smoke, or at least fake it out there. And now he spotted 1. Now he just has to worry about this other area. So he's going back and forth, and Adren picks up the kill, 17-17. So we're tied up right now.
And you mentioned that opening in halls. It might be something that Virtus.pro noticed from the very first half. iBUYPOWER, we talk about how AZK and Nitro are working so well together, and AZK is actually playing under this porch the majority of rounds, and Nitro is just watching halls from that lane, just kind of turned around and ready to swing if AZK needs his help. So there is that window there that if Virtus.pro has figured out that they can exploit that could come in huge.
I can understand from that position how you could probably at least get a kill from Nitro's perspective, but it's so hard to handle a rush. I mean, you have to make so many great shots from the rush, opposed to if you're watching it from that pit area where you can really control that recoil.
Right. And just, you know, the cover the pit allows you to have, that's why it's so effective, is you can get a kill and stay alive. In his position, you're right.
He's exposed.
It's not necessarily the first kill you got to worry about. It's the second and third guy coming out.
We'll take a look here. You've got Swag, who's watching inside of mid. Again, that's the same situation that we've seen. We've got 1 player over here. That's Skadoodle with the op in hand. He's backpedaling. He's making a call out saying he thinks that there's a lot of people there. But he hasn't. Nothing's happened yet. And Dren actually got hit by that smoke grenade as it went over. Caused, I believe, 1 body armor of damage. One of the benefits right now is Swag is watching the entry into the A-bomb site, so he knows that they haven't really made their way there. Right there on the back side of the site, there's going to be 1 off shot. Make that 2. Adren's going to be there as well. Now they're going to go ahead and firebomb over in this area. Great job by Skadoodle picking up 1. Now it's left up to Pasha, and that's going to finish off the round. Now we're sitting at game and match point here for iBUYPOWER.
And what a big round by Skadoodle. Just standing tall behind those boxes, peeking those slightest angles with that op and just staying alive and working the different sides. And just the fact that even if he only gets like 1 kill, just staying alive, you cause so much attention to be gathered to you. It allows rotates, it allows time, it allows teammates to push through smoke. But Skadoodle just coming up huge when his team needs it most.
We'll see how this one starts to set up here. So now we can see this, they started off the round early, had 3 players over inside of B. Now they're going to put all the faith back in to Skadoodle. See, he has this angle here so he can watch the entry there as they push up. He doesn't have to worry about that boost as well. So it's more of a defensive counter to that boost. So now we can see that they're set up. Let's take a look here. You do have that. Of course, this is the AZK either plays below the porch or above on top of the awning. And the only real difference now that we see is Adren is over here joined up with Swag.
And now they're going to abandon and fall back in the pit in sight, but Taz actually picks him off in the lane. All on easy
pushing up, and now they're going to challenge a little bit more. Now it's going to be down to a 2-on-2 inside the site. That's going to be Adren. Now it's going to be left up to Skadoodle. He's going to rotate back around now. As a bomb will get planted there by Pasha. And so we may be looking into a second overtime. And Pasha, you know, realizing there's something to this. They know that Skadoodle had an op. Most of the action happened inside the A site, so there's not a rifle for him to pick up. So whatever he does, he's have to make these quick shots. They will continue to challenge. And so now we're going into another overtime. The reason why I brought that up too is because you notice that they started kind of pairing up so they could team shoot. Well, Skadoodle, he could do it, but it's highly unlikely when you have two players shooting at him. But that way they can allow themselves to kind of team shoot. They could quickly make their move. And they're winning a 3v1 with an op, especially heading towards the A site.
With so many angles to check.
It's so very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, he didn't have a rifle to pick up, or an assault rifle to pick up, because all the action happened inside of the A-bomb site, where the defense was.
And we saw, you know, you even mentioned that they were finding that exploit out those halls, and you saw how quickly that setup can just collapse in on itself when they need to start falling back, when they need to kind of break that up and find better positions. But Taz is already at the end of halls. No one even knows he's there, and he's able to cut off a rotation into pit.
And what's really interesting to me is the fact that when they do push out, so we'll go back over to this area. So these are the angles that we're talking about. You have AZK that's watching over here, and then you have Nitro who's watching this. And that's just, it's so difficult to work that. So we'll be restarting here. Don't know if I'll get the chance. I didn't think so. But the way that they're working it, and what I was trying to get to, is that not only is Nitro rotating to try to get back to pit, AZK is trying to do the exact same thing. Right. So now you have two players that are sitting out in the open, no cover fire. No, there's no covering, no way for them to hide in any angle. But in the end, it takes us into our second overtime. So we'll see. Is VP or iBP going to take this one?
And you know, I really think it looks like they're working in these halls again. They're just clearing them out, and it feels like they've kind of found that confidence in that strat that they just pulled off. They've kind of found a weak spot in the defense, and we've seen them. I think this is the third round in a row now that they've kind of looked like they're going to attempt to exploit it a little bit. And maybe iBUYPOWER feels the same way, because this is the first time in a long time we've seen them get some players in pit this early in the round.
Well, there may be something to it in terms of a mindset. They're trying to do their best so they can team shoot inside of mid. And so then later in the round, you start to see them fall back into pit, because typically, not always, you'll have players, when they push through apartments, they take their time because you hear that loud noise running. You hear the footsteps through the apartments from that wood type. So maybe that's what they're trying to put all their money into. But we'll see what happens. Now you got some smokes that are happening over there, but really the reality is it's going to be happening over there towards the B bomb site. We've seen a rotate happen there by Swag. He group up with his teammate in time? And 17 seconds. Now you're going to see them push in and missing that off shot. Now he connects to one, but now you got Swag. He's going to try. He shot that through the smoke. And now you've got the bomb planted there by Neo. They're going to try to hold down this area. And Neo, he's up on top of Spool, so he won't get spammed, but now he's going to push through. That was a gutsy call. He needed to do something, though, so he can get a better angle. But now you have iBUYPOWER. They take the round. Adren saying, really, where's your op at? I don't see it. It's really not happening. I don't know where it's at. And still haven't found, oh, there it is.
And you know, that's what a rotate by iBUYPOWER, because Virtus.pro actually had that set up so perfectly. All those smokes that went rap side caused that rotation, made the illusion of an A attack, and Skadoodle was left alone and missing his first shot. Everything pointed to Virtus.pro winning that round, and iBUYPOWER just got back so quick.
So iBUYPOWER here on the counter terrace side, picking up the first round in the second overtime. Same thing that we've seen before. You know, there's something to this whole setup right now. If Virtus.pro elected to rush towards the A bomb site, which the percentages are not really that high, they could really, I mean, they could easily take that bomb site.
Yeah, take advantage of the because iBUYPOWER's put that 3-man push into Banana pretty much every round as a CT.
And it's not just, and of course that's the main point to make here, is the 3 players that are over there towards the site. But the second thing is that the thing that we've been talking about throughout this whole game is the position between Nitro and AZK. Is they can only hold that angle for just a short moment. And whenever they just started off that round, that's how they played it. But let's go back over here. We're on board with Swag. See multiple players over here. Here comes a pop flash. That's going to force Swag to kind of back up there. Skadoodle with the op over here in this area. So back over here. There will be, they still have 3 players over there inside of A. That 1 kill that happened. Great job by Swag. And Skadoodle picks up the double as he had the angle. And now you got 1 player pushing through the smoke. That is going to be Snacks, but Skadoodle picking up the double. And now they're 1 round away from putting themselves at a tie point for overtime. And 1 round away from picking up all 3 rounds here in the second overtime on the CT side.
Right, and such good play from Swag. You know, even with that pop flash, getting back there blind and just really nice shots. Just like freezing them. He's only barely visible through a sliver around that fountain. Just, you know, getting those dinks, getting that headshot that just kind of stops that rush.
Now we're back over here with Skadoodle. 3 players playing over here towards B. Again, this is what I was talking about. If you look at it, you've got a lot of weight on players like AZK and Nitro to watch this area by themselves. But the percentages, again, are pretty high that they won't attack the A-bomb site quickly. There may be initially, we may see a smoke that's coming up in this area. Of course, I don't see any markings of a smoke. So now we're back to this situation. So right at 60 seconds left in the round, we see Skadoodle fall into his position and his teammates, all 4 teammates, over there towards A.
And this has got to feel a little weird for Virtus.pro, like, you know, with the way that iBUYPOWER switched up, playing more in pit now, is getting up this mid uncontested.
Questioning why Swaggy right now is rotating. There hasn't really been much of a need for a call out here. So we'll switch back over here. Got a fire bombs holding off this choke point. Now back with the Dren. Dren spots 1. He's going to firebomb over there as well. They're going to go ahead and push through that. Or at least 1 player will. They may have found an opening because they were able to wrap around through it. Now they're going to be attacking here towards this site. So Adrin inside. He's picked up 2. Now it's going to be left up to Pasha. 8 seconds left here in the round. He has to eliminate 4 players. Or make that 5. And 2 seconds, and that's going to be the round. And so we'll go into the second half as
a great defense by iBUYPOWER again. We're seeing them in that position of the pit, and you know, AZK got a kill, and just how turtled they were and how hard they're making it to the Virtus.pro players to find them in this bomb site, really causing them to swing wide and just exposing them to so many different locations for their teammates. Just a really nice defensive setup from them.
It's one of those things that it really is a gamble as you go through the game. If we look back, the approach, they start off the round by putting a lot of attention over towards the B-bomb site, which I don't have the stats or the percentages of it, but usually that is a bomb site that you hit quickly, right? That is if you're going to rush a bomb site on Inferno, it's always B, or very highly going to be B.
Right.
The area that you're going to hit passively will at least be over there towards A, which you take your time because of the material type in the apartments, boiler. There's so many different entries that are over there. Mm-hmm. The reason why they're able to work the way they are is they have 1 player inside of B. They have those 3 players initially, and then they allow Skadoodle to watch that long angle, which gives him enough time to make that call out, which allows his teammates to rotate. So it's a good setup, unless something weird happens, goes against percentages, and they rush the A-bomb site.
Right.
If they do that, then that whole strategy is blown. But if you go off of percentages and numbers, they have a great setup. So we're looking at it right now, how we start off here in this round. One round here. That's all it takes for iBUYPOWER to win this double overtime. Bialy inside of pit. He's got one player. He's going to get shot through that statue there. And now Taz holding down inside of the site. He's got multiple different angles to worry about. Now it's going to be left up to Nitro. Nitro, he's going to get taken down by Neo. And Neo picks up 2 there in the round.
Yeah, and Neo and Nitro just kind of passed by each other in those smokes. Just doing a little drive-by, didn't see each other, and Neo comes out on top, hopping through, and getting a really nice flank angle. But you know, that actually turned out, the start of that, the entries turned out in iBUYPOWER's favor, it looked like. I mean, these quick strats they're doing are, you know, getting them the entry frags. They're being far more effective than their slower strats have been.
Well, it kind of goes back to what I was saying, though, right? That you traditionally, you don't attack the A-bomb site. And we saw that aggressive push towards the A side, and Snacks, they decide to go ahead and push through the smoke, and Neo, he gets the fire there. And so iBUYPOWER, they're trying to go against the grain, and they push through the smoke. So the first round they go against the grain by pushing there through the apartments, and the second time they try to push through that banana smoke. And they're met with 2 players from Virtus.pro.
Yeah, and that was just kind of really bad decisions by them in a really high-pressure situation, trying to get through that smoke to back up some teammates, and you know all you're doing is getting 2 people killed instead of 1.
So right there you have another round coming in for Virtus.pro, looking to force it into a triple overtime. iBUYPOWER sitting at game match point. And Virtus.pro 1 round away from pushing it into an overtime.
Here's the thing.
Or a third one.
iBUYPOWER's got their 2 CZs. So we've seen them win a full CZ eco. We've seen them win one of these half buys like this in the first half.
Right, but one of the differences, too, is that it's usually through that aggressive approach. In the past 2 rounds, they've been aggressive. And so you're going to be a little bit more on alert if you're on Virtus.pro's side. And so you've changed your tone, you changed your type of tempo, and now Virtus.pro, they've started to understand. They start to learn. They're learning. We look at. I knew I'd get you to laugh at some point. It's bound to happen.
That did it.
You're like, you'll break. I know you will. It only took a triple overtime, though. All right, let's see what happens. You've got Swag, who's going to be pushing out here. We're back over here with Bialy. That's over there towards the apartments. Bialy's been playing that same position. That nade comes out. Firebomb, and Bialy pushes out. Left up to AZK, down to a 1-on-3. It's a very likely situation. He doesn't have the bomb. He has 2 HP. There's firebombs and nades everywhere. But he still could probably pull this one off.
Oh, nice shot.
As he picks up the AK headshot there. And the 2 players, Pasha and Neo, they both know where the bomb is. 30 seconds left here in the round. And then Neo! He leaves himself open there. Pasha on the other side. He's going to try to be able to pick up the bomb. He does. 14 seconds left. And will Pasha look out? Pasha didn't even try to look out. This is just something else. I was just joking at a point that he could try to be able to pick this one up. And right now, he is down to this one-on-one, no health. He even drops his weapon there. He's hoping that there's another pistol there. And he's pushing back around. And Pasha, wow.
You know what's crazy is Pasha actually started rotating, thinking that he could be heading off to B. He's actually in CT spawn when he heard the click, but he did all that with 2 HP. That's insane. And obviously, I can't know how much health he has, but to not get tagged once.
I was just kind of kidding about the fact that he could win that round. The chances against him winning that round are highly unlikely. It had been like maybe 4% or something like that. He had 3 players to go up against. 2 of the players were watching over the bomb, and there was smokes and everything to delay him even further, so the round timer was against him, and he had 2 health. And he got it down to getting the bomb planted and almost winning the round.
Right. It was just, he's such a good player. AZK really is, especially in those pressure moments. He's so calm and collected at all times. It's
one of the things to think about. You've got the types of personalities that you have on that team. Skadoodle, Swag, and AZK. Those 3 players themselves, just their personality outside of game, are so chill. And and they're comfortable. That's just their type of personality, and they kind of translate that relates into the game that they are, or how they play in these games. But yeah, we're going into a triple overtime.
And then, like, what do you do now? Like, you kind of know how your opponents are playing, and it's still just so difficult to find these terrorist rounds.
This is where, honestly, you find the real attributes of the pros. You know, I've always said this in the past, and I'll say it now. It hasn't changed. Doesn't matter what sport or competition you're talking about. When you're really talking about professionals, it's not necessarily doing better than your opponent per se. It's more so taking advantage of the things that your opponent does wrong. And so this is where we start to get into those mental mistakes, where you start to miss those shots. I think really the reason why that round got to the point that it did is because Neo just jumped across without actually checking the angle.
Trying to get a little sneaky.
Yeah, there's nothing really against saying that Neo's been playing bad all game. It was just that one little hiccup, that thing that could almost lose you the entire game, because you're in overtime and blah, blah, blah. So 21-21, we're in triple overtime. iBUYPOWER allowing me enough time to ramble there. So we've got 40 seconds left here in the round. Bialy, he's going to go ahead and firebomb up there towards the apartments, and that's going to force Swag to have to backpedal and regroup with his teammate. But Neo, on this other side,
that quick flank.
He's really working around now. The bomb is dropped over there. And that's going to do it real fast as Adrin, he's going to get taken out there. So Virtus.pro on the CT side picks up that round.
And Neo's been looking to do that flank. He's been playing that close, and I think he's done it one other round, but he didn't quite catch him where he did that round. But he's looking to make that aggressive push. And, that's kind of dangerous because iBUYPOWER has been putting Nitro down there to watch that B push alone with the bomb while all of them are working up middle initially. And that could turn into a pretty sticky situation if he just catches Nitro at the wrong time.
Take a look at how aggressive they're playing right now, firebombing, slowing things down. Now we're going to see Snacks rotate all the way back around. Seen this happen time and time again. And Neo, I believe, he may have gotten that kill through the smoke onto Nitro.
Yeah, more than likely. He just refreshed it just now because it had disappeared.
So a minute left here in the round.
And you're looking at iBUYPOWER now, and look, all 4 players in one location on the map. They have no presence anywhere. They don't have control of halls. If they want to go halls, they have to spend time clearing it all out. They have no one close to mid, so they have to clear all that out. And this clock just keeps ticking down. And now, it's just kind of same story. And they have so much progress to make before they can plant this bomb.
There we go, and we got Neo. He's going to try to do what he can. He only picks up 1, though. There has been a rotate there with Snacks spraying away, causing so much damage. They're going to go ahead and push here inside of the site. Down to this 2-on-4. Snacks even lowered even further now. Skadoodle, he will get that bomb planted. Smokes are out. Trying to slow this round down a little bit more here. And Skadoodle taking a gamble. He pushes out through that smoke. He picks up a second one. As now it's left up to Snacks and Pasha. And they're going to be able to come back around. Pasha, he's going to pick up 1. Now it's going to be an exchange there. Swag in a really tough spot. Going to try to hold out over here in this area for as long as he can. Just trying to delay it. He could have held that angle a little bit more and played the cat and mouse game, but he decides to go ahead and peek out, and it cost them the round. All he had to do, it was really a 2-on-1 situation there at the end, including the bomb ticking away. There's no reason for him to have to peek there in the end. But there you have it. So Snacks, he picks up the round. So now we're at 23-21, 2 rounds there in this triple overtime in the first half. So they're really, that was a crucial round. Shout out to Skadoodle for getting it to that point, though.
Oh, yeah, well, and not even just Skadoodle, but I was going to say that was great teamwork by Swag, because Swag actually flashed over so Skadoodle could make that push through the smoke and get that progress. Call. And that's what when you're in that 2-on-4 and you're just kind of huddled in that site, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Like you can't really do much, and to make a play like that is really the only option you have in that situation. And they made the play and they put themselves in a great spot. And Snacks, I mean, what are you gonna say? He's playing so good this map. He's got 37 frags.
Well, we have a bunch of players that are working their way up to that point. Of course, whenever you play this many rounds. Right now we're at 44 rounds, playing the 45th round. Put that into perspective. You thought this was a best of 3. It's really a best of 4. So now they're taking their time. He'll switch back over here towards the Arches side. Firebomb actually gives Pasha really a chance to get better position, but he doesn't have enough ammo now. So he's rotating back over here towards the site, but there's about to be a quick call out. They're going to know that something's up there in that long rotation side. So Snacks, he waits a little bit before he starts to pull. And so now you've got Neo that's going to be on the back side of the site over here. 4-on-5 over here. Swag he's going to take out Snacks. And 9 seconds left here in the round. Neo's going to be right there. They're going to challenge 5 seconds. He will be able to get that bomb planted. Swag is going to be pushing up, playing very aggressive. As now it's going to be down to a 2-on-3. Bialy and Taz, both of which are going to start to work their way up. Both have full health. Both have a kit and full armor. There's going to be one over there towards the backside. And the wrong angle was checked. And now it's left up to Taz, 1-on-3. Bomb ticking away, not a lot to work with there, and he hits the space bar at the wrong time. And so 23-22 as we head into the 46th round of Counter-Strike.
And they didn't have a smoke there to smoke off CT spawn, so actually instead of even trying to just cross that, they actually just turned down it and went and fought Snacks behind that truck. And that was a crucial kill. It was his closest backup. And that gave them the time to search out Neo and the time to set up for a post plant. And just good plays.
So we've played 2 maps before this. One on Cache and one on Train. Those 2 maps was 46 rounds. This map, we're about to head into our 46th. Quick math, I love it.
I mean, this is just exhausting for these guys. I mean, they're going to be so glad when this is over, but...
Me too. Because we still have another best of 3 after this one. And, yeah. Honestly, I can't recall what it was. It's probably Cloud9 versus... Fnatic. So, damn. That's also going to be another good game. Damn.
A lot of Counter-Strike left tonight.
Oh, man. Just for reference, I just got off of work and came straight here. So it took me a little bit to get in the right mindset for Counter-Strike. So I apologize before whenever I was really shaky. But I think I've got enough rounds in now under my belt where I'm back in check. So.
You've had a good warm-up.
I'm warmed up, guys. We can move on. But here, it's been a great game as Skadoodle starts things off. But look at this. There's something different, though. Pasha actually has an AWP in hand.
Okay, so now they're trying to kind of switch up, perhaps kind of give them a loon look for their defense.
And there's one player that was Swag. So let's switch up there, too. So Skadoodle, he's not watching the B side anymore, right? But Pasha, he picks up that AWP shot. And they're into Swag as he was rotating around. I think Swag got a little bit too comfortable over there in that B bomb site or over there inside of Banana. He was just hopping around. And right now, I think that this might actually get them out of position. They're rotating way too fast. Pasha causing so much, and now they've held. There's been a call out. They're going to rotate back around. They still have time here. And so we'll see. They've actually slowed it down even further. Another flashbang over the top. That will slow them just for a little bit longer. Another flash. And so now they're getting held over here towards that truck side. And a perfect job there by iBUYPOWER to hold this down. But right now, the reality is you still have to win your gunfights. Bomb is going to get planted over here in that angle. Going to be pushing around. That's going to be Snacks inside. He will take down AZK. Going to be down to this 2-on-2. Bomb ticking away. They will be rotating. Skadoodle does have an AWP in hand. So they're still going to be working inside. Now they know that there's one player here inside the site. Utilizing that molly at the end. Skadoodle picks up the AWP there. Pushing around. Bomb ticking away here, peeking out. He does have the USP, and Snacks picks up the round there at the end. Snacks picks up 3 kills on the round. He boosted over the box. He does get the bomb planted, causing that pressure. And so now it's 24-22 here in our triple overtime.
Such huge plays, and even iBUYPOWER just to get back into their position and those flashbangs that delayed the attack. So good by them. And then just Snacks coming up so massive for them once again. And now they have 2 consecutive match points.
All right, so there we have it. 24-22. And look at this. Now we're one of the things, too, that's kind of interesting is your CT side has been very effective. And they changed that up. They put Skadoodle over there towards the. So one of the it's kind of that old methodology, right? If it's not broke, don't try to fix it, and allow things to kind of change.
Well, I mean, Skadoodle got his pick. He did his job. That was what they switched that up for. He did a great job.
Good point, yeah.
Swag over at B, kind of doing a little jump peek, and I don't think they'd seen much of an op from Virtus.pro on their T side, and that just kind of caught him off guard.
So now we got Swag. He's kind of playing around here. Now he's going to back up there. There is a Molly trying to force him over there towards the sandbag area, but he does make his way out of there, and he really is barely touched. He's down 17 health or down to 83. Now they're going to go ahead and push over here towards the bomb site. They have 3 players over here, or make that 2 players only, but that's Swag and Skadoodle. Or make that Swag on the backside of the site. He's going to get firebombed. He's just going to try to stay alive as long as he can. He allows himself for his teammates to rotate now. Going to spamming through that smoke. AZK on a long rotate right now. They have no kits, 0. They're inside of that for the CT side. So they have to make something happen now. They're going to collapse on all different angles, all 3 points. There's going to be Snacks on the backside. And now they're going to continue in. Now it's going to be left up to AZK. AZK down to a one-on-one. Not a lot of time with. He has to make something happen. He picks up the kill. But remember, he does not have a kit. That is going to do it for the round. He does pick up the kit. Will he have enough time? Bomb is ticking away. And he will not pick up the round. Again, he did not have the kit. It was so close. It comes down to that.
And such a good kill. He ran out of bullets in his Colt, and he picked out that AK that had 3 bullets in it. 3 bullets.